wanted to pick your brain. The stuff that you guys were talking about on the Nocturnal Nerdcast. Everybody's saying that the future of the DCU relies on Superman. Why I have a problem with that statement is if that was the case, I don't think he would have filmed Peacemaker yet. I don't think they would have filmed Peacemaker season 2. I do not think they would have went ahead in casting Hal Jordan and Jon Stewart and announcing all of that. And they're literally in pre-production for that right now. Scripts are getting written. They're getting ready to start filming. And Supergirl allegedly started filming yesterday in the UK. I don't see them doing all these projects if they're just waiting on Superman to see what that film does. Because even if that film is critically panned, it's gonna make a buttload of money regardless.
Oh yeah,
it's Superman. People, haters and non-haters, are gonna flock to theaters to see that film.
Yeah,
especially behind that teaser that dropped. Like that teaser, like shook the planet.
Yeah,
bro, can y'all believe that was a month ago?
I know
that was a month ago.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, I looked at that the other day. I said, "Whoa!" I said, "Wait, the film like just came out the other day." I said, "Whoa!"
Wow,
time is flying. But I honestly, I don't see them, especially since Gunn says nothing's going into production until we have. I don't see them doing all of these projects back to back to back, just to say, "Oh, well, since Superman didn't do good, we're gonna scrap everything." I don't see him casting Supergirl. I don't see him making sure that Peacemaker connects with Creature Commandos. I don't. James Gunn does not peg me as that type of person to start moving in the same direction as what the DCU did, which of course he's not doing, because these are only, yes, he announced a slate, but half of that slate is not done. I don't see them saying, "Oh yeah, we're going to do a Clayface movie because that script is done." But then again, it may not happen because I'm waiting on to see how Superman does. I don't see them working like that. I don't see James Gunn running DC Studios like that because he wants it to be successful. I've always had a problem with that narrative, but that's just me. I'd love to hear you guys' opinion on that, but that's just how I've always thought about it. Like everybody's saying, like that's what the Batman is waiting for. That's what the Brave and the Bold is waiting for. I think he's just not gonna make an announcement, until the proper threat. Maybe there's something in Superman that leads into the DCU Batman. I've always said I would like a post-credit scene to be of like basically what they did in Creature Commandos. We get the silhouette figure of Batman standing on a building watching Superman fly by or something in the end of Superman in a post-credit scene. Maybe they're building up to who this Batman is. We know film directors, and everything always say, well, it's only so much they're allowed to say. And people, they tell little white lies here and there. Andy Muschietti could completely not be involved in this movie at all anymore. Or he could be lying and not be able to tell anything at the moment. So he's just saying, "Oh yeah, we're just waiting. We all know what's going on with Matt Reeves. The Matt Reeves is meticulous when it comes to scripts. If it's not perfect to him, cool. But he says they will be filming this year, and it makes sense that he would need a little more time for post-production. So we know why that's pushed back. We know that these are not going to be the same Batman. I wouldn't want that anyway, because Robert's Batman does not fit this fantastical world at all to me. Like, he could barely use his bat tech to fly, realistically. So it's like it was weird. So that whole narrative is weird to me as well. But I just don't see them, just putting all these projects out. If they were waiting on Superman to see how that would do, that would be the only project that was greenlit, written, and filmed. Honestly, that's how I feel. I feel as if that would be the only thing that we would be getting, and it's just going to be based on that to see what else happens. They wouldn't waste money casting people. They wouldn't waste money filming stuff, bringing in craft services. If Warner Brothers is in the business of saving money, why spend all that money on all this other stuff if this one film is just the golden goose, what's going to make or break you? If you get what I mean. I've just always felt like that.
I mean, I don't think it's 100% on James Gunn. I don't think it's a James Gunn thing where it's like, well, if it fails, I'm cutting it. I think it's I think it's a David thing, and I think it depends on how much it makes. Like again, if it makes his budget back, if it does all these things, then yes, they're good to go. They'll greenlight these things. But I mean, like if it reaches Flash money, which it won't. Obviously, we already know it's going to do way better than the Flash. But like hypothetically, let's say it came in here, no one came, then I think it's a situation of like, well, there you go. You know, here's Batman Part 2. Here's, you know, a couple miscellaneous stuff. But I mean, I wouldn't be completely shocked if they are waiting to Brave and the Bold, not even financially, but just to kind of like to see the tone, to see the critical success, to see the overall opinions on like the start of the DCU. For them, they're like, okay, now this is the direction we want to take Batman. Okay, this is where we want to take our narrative going forward, which we'll see. Like again, I do really hate how far Brave and the Bold is going to be from Superman. Like we're looking at no earlier than like 2028, maybe 2029, and that's a long time. That's nearing 10 years from when they announced the DCU. So yeah, I don't know. Like I have a lot of concerns right now for the DC universe. I have a lot of excitement, obviously. Like I'm very excited. Like Ronin, one of my most anticipated things of all time. But there's these little things that they say and that's been done where I'm like, okay, I'm a little concerned, but let's see what they do with it.
And I think it also going to go down to when he delivers Superman and be like, all right, can he do the not just the outcast? Can he do a 4-quadrant heavy hitter character? Can he do that same writing and execution for it? And not just that, but also what about the first project that doesn't have his fingers on it? So Lanterns or Supergirl, like that he's not directing, he's not writing. How are those gonna vibe?
Right.
And if it all pans out, then he's gonna be set for the next 5 years.